Too deep to
No one will hear you.
Claire is a young Australian photojournalist who came to Berlin to be inspired by its architecture. Relaxing on the roof of the hotel, she spends time with them until dawn, after which she buys herself a dress and photo cards. After the library, Claire accidentally runs into a man on the street. Andy turns out to be a very nice and gallant English and PE teacher. He makes a good impression and invites her on a tour to the outskirts of town, to his father's house. Back home, she looks at Andy's photo and realizes she has fallen in love with him. The next morning, Claire doesn't go anywhere and purposefully seeks out a meeting with Andy. After a walk along the familiar streets of Berlin, she goes to the library again. It is here that she meets a man reading the same book that she read yesterday a couple of minutes before she met him. Experiencing a romantic mood, the pair touch hands and go on a date. Noticing a ring on the girl's neck, Andy shows jealousy, but she calms him down, as it is a gift from her mother. In the evening, the man invites Claire to his place, and the girl is unable to refuse him, because their sympathy is mutual. Almost no one lives here, so the couple can do whatever they want, without fear that someone will hear them. Claire wishes she could open the window, but the window is locked. With their hands touching, the couple lose control and does it passionately, followed by a night of violent passion. The next morning, Andy heads to school and gives a lesson to the high school students, paying special attention to a girl named Franca. Meanwhile, Claire is getting ready to leave, but realizes that the front door is locked. She tries to find the key, but it is nowhere to be found, so she has to stay here until Andy returns. The girl sees this as a ridiculous mistake and an accident, believing that Andy simply forgot to leave his keys when he left for work. Upon his return, the school teacher admits that he didn't lock up accidentally, as he doesn't want to lose the girl he adores. Reconciled after what happened in the shower, the couple goes to the nearest nightclub and has fun. In the morning, Andy is going to work, and at Claire's request, leaves the key to the front door on the nightstand. A little later, the girl notices her favorite book and leafs through it, as she suddenly finds her own picture with a writing on her shoulder. Startled, she looks in the mirror and sees the inscription, "Mine." Realizing that Andy is not only a casual acquaintance, but also a man with crazy tendencies, the girl decides to escape, but the front door is locked and the key doesn't fit. Claire decides to call the police and charges her phone, but it doesn't have a SIM card. Openly starting to panic, the girl breaks the window with a chair, but the glass is reinforced, and she manages to break only the first layer. In the evening, Andy buys groceries and returns home, not allowing Claire to go outside. He sees the broken chair and the broken window, realizing that the girl wanted to escape. Claire becomes hysterical and lashes out at the man, but he easily subdues her. The next day, Andy goes to a lecture to his elderly father. Eric learns that his son has a new girlfriend, but doesn't understand why he chooses tourist girls and won't find love among the locals. Andy has a hard time explaining the fact that he kidnaps and holds the girls, tying them to the bed. Having done the same to Claire, the man only releases her when she returns home to change the oilcloth and allow the girl to take a shower. In the bathroom, Claire discovers a strand of blonde hair and realizes that she is not the first victim to become a prisoner in this apartment. Andy ties the girl to the bed again. She asks him not to do that, agreeing. The teacher leaves, and Claire starts searching for something with which she can protect herself. During the search, she manages to find a screwdriver that accidentally rolled under the couch while Andy was repairing a broken chair. At school, a man notices that another teacher has taken his cup and asks to wash it. He is disgusted by any touch from the other woman, so the teacher washes his hand after touching. Returning home, Andy notices that Claire has accepted her role as a prisoner and is putting together the puzzles he bought her the day before. The girl is trying to put his vigilance to sleep and keeps a screwdriver nearby to catch the right moment. As soon as the man is distracted by the puzzle, Claire stabs the screwdriver into his hand. Taking possession of the keys, the girl tries to escape, but the door in the yard doesn't open properly. Andy catches up with her and slams the door shut, breaking several of Claire's fingers. After fixing the fingers, he brings the girl, who has lost consciousness due to painful shock. A short while later, Andy visits his father again and hides the truth about how he got the wound and 12 stitches on his arm. Claire keeps asking for the man to let her go when he's had enough, but he's not about to make any concessions. After taking pictures of Claire, he retires to a far room and locks himself in to enjoy himself. Meanwhile, Claire carefully opens the letter and finds a paper clip inside. Turning it into a tool for breaking the lock, the girl tries to open the front door, but the mechanism is too complicated and she fails. Then she decides to open the door to the secret room, but the paperclip breaks. In the evening, Andy cuts Claire's hair and takes a photo. He would like some privacy in the secret room, but notices that the girl has been rummaging through the lock and damaged the mechanism. Claire continues to accept that she is being held hostage and there is no way out. She plays along with the psychopath and tries on lingerie, dancing beautifully for him. Claire's behavior seems to Andy too impertinent and provocative, so he punches her in the face. The girl would like to find something for self-defense and digs under the bed, as she suddenly finds a fragment of the nail of the previous victim. Time passes and winter comes, which makes Claire even sadder, as it has been months since she was kidnapped. Meanwhile, Andy tries to talk to his father, but realizes that he has fallen into an eternal sleep. Taking out his anger on a punching bag, the psychopath spends a few days with his father's corpse, after which he reports the incident to the ambulance. He does not visit Claire. She had to live without heating and electricity. Returns to his victim, and the couple enjoys the time. In honor of Christmas, Andy decorates the tree and gives the girl presents, continuing to marvel at her beauty. Claire would like to know what happened to the past victims, but the man is not ready to discuss it. Another gift turns out to be Lota, her late father's dog, who has no one to care for her. The girl is in tears from her situation, but she is happy that now she will not be alone in an empty apartment. A short while later, the couple heads into the woods. Andy took an axe with him, as he wants to get rid of Claire forever. The girl is enjoying nature for the last time and is ready to say goodbye to life, as suddenly she hears the voice of a boy. Two brothers were playing nearby, and one of them hurt his leg. While Andy is helping the schoolboy, Claire asks the other boy to call the police, but he thinks she is talking nonsense. Andy is very angry, but cannot take the lives of the witnesses as their mother is nearby. Realizing that there is no way to get rid of the victim here, he returns Claire to the trunk and returns home. A few days later, Andy loses his dog, and the girl gets lonely again. Andy goes to a teacher's party to have some fun. Claire manages to break the door to a secret room, where she finds her own camera and documents, as well as several photo albums. Claire realizes with horror that she is not the first victim of the psychopath, and he gets rid of all his girls, taking their lives. Andy quarrels with a colleague and leaves after noticing a beautiful tourist on the street. He would love to meet the new victim, but she has a cautious friend who suggests not to continue talking to a stranger. Claire notices a flashlight shining in neighboring windows and asks for help. An elderly man notices her and comes to the right apartment to rescue the hostage. At the same time, Andy returns home and hits the old man over the head with a tire iron, then takes his life. Getting rid of the evidence, he throws the corpse into a dumpster and sets the boards on fire. Andy breaks in the windows and removes the remaining evidence in the form of traces. A wanted ad for the girl is published in the newspaper, so Andy informs Claire that she is moving. Realizing that the only place where she can be is a cemetery, she distracts the man's attention and puts an intimate photo of herself in Frankie's notebook. Upon discovering it, the student realizes that Claire is a hostage who needs help and rushes home to her teacher. Andy notices the photo that has fallen out and also rushes home, but Franca gets there first and frees Claire. The girls hide a floor above and hide in different apartments. Realizing that the psychopath is about to find the schoolgirl, Claire lures him into a trap and locks him in the apartment. Throwing away the keys, she thanks Franca for her help and leaves, regaining her freedom. Thank you for watching.